Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's time for Eureka Entertainment's July announcements, of which we have 4 this time round. We have 1 Eureka Classics, 3 Masters of Cinema, of which 2 of those are upgrades from previous Masters of Cinema releases. Quite big releases as well. Let's dive in and really have a look at them and the details. I've not went properly in myself as yet, so let's do it together. So first up, we have the Eureka Classics title, which is The Tattooed Dragon, 1799, released on the 21st of July. Directed by Lo Wei, starring Jimmy Wang Yu. Well, the pedigree's there straight away. Written and directed by Lo Wei, the man behind Bruce Lee's international hits, The Big Boss, Fist of Fury. The Tattooed Dragon was designed to bring martial arts superstar Jimmy Wang Yu to a global audience, still hungry for kung fu cinema after the aftermath of Lee's death. Wang Yu stars as the eponymous Tattooed Dragon, a virtuous martial artist who makes a habit of defending the defenseless. After he is injured in a fight, he's taken in by a farmer and his sweetheart, and soon finds himself having to defend their local village when it becomes target of a gangster, played by James Tien, and his crew. Determined to lay the hands on the village's rich resources, the gangsters install a casino and encourage the locals to gamble away everything they have. But the Tattooed Dragon has other ideas. The Tattooed Dragon is a showcase for Jimmy Wang Yu following his move from Shaw Brothers to Golden Harvest in the early 70s, boasting cinematography by Chung Yo-soo, the stunts coordinated by Simon Su. Eureka Classics is proud to present The Tattooed Dragon for the first time on Blu-ray anywhere in the world from a 2K restoration. It's limited to 2,000 copies. We've got a new postcard slipcase. We have a collector's booklet with writings on the film by James Oliver. Is presented in a 2K restoration. We have the original Mandarin mono and English dubbed audio options, optional English subtitles, newly translated for this release. We've got a new commentary by Frank Jeng, a new commentary by Mike Leader and Arn Venema. Here Be Dragons, a new discussion of The Tattooed Dragon with martial arts cinema expert Wayne Wong. Yeah, I know Lo Wei, Jimmy Wang Yu, I'm interested. Next, we have The Sons of Great the Bear by Joseph March, 1966 release. It's number 321 in the Masters of Cinema range, 1799, and released on the 21st of July. By the mid-60s, Westerns had become extremely popular in West Germany due to a series of films adapted from the novels of Karl May. In response, DEFA, the state-operated studio of East Germany, or the GDR, made its own film set in the Old West. But The Sons of Great Bear wasn't just designed to compete with German genre films. It was also intended as a pointed corrective to the American frontier myth, pitting its Native American protagonists against the violent white settlers in a battle of survival. Adapted from a book series of the same name, The Sons of Great Bear stars Gojo Mitich as Tokiito, a Native American warrior belonging to a Dakota tribe. As a young man, Tokiito witnesses his father's murder at the hands of Jim Fred Clark, alias Red Fox, a scout who suspects there is gold to be found on the Dakota lands. Later, Tokiito is forced to defend his people from Red Fox as he tries to take possession of the gold by any means necessary. Following the likes of Trial of the Falcon, Lozana, Blood Brothers, and Severino, the Sons of Great Bear made a star of Gojiko Mitich and launched an entire series of westerns at DEFA, known in East Germany as Indianer Film, and historically nicknamed Red Western due to their socialist politics. Masters of Cinema is proud to present this in a 2K restoration. We use limited to 2,000 copies. We have a limited edition O-card slipcase, a booklet is presented in a 2K restoration. We have optional English subtitles, newly revised for this release, a new commentary by Jenny Barrett, World Wide West, a new discussion of the Sons of the Great Bear in a global context, with Austin Fisher, author of Radical Frontiers in the Spaghetti Western. Homelands, a new video essay in the depiction of Native American life in The Sons of Great Bear by Lee Broughton. Eyewitness report on Sons of the Great Bear. Archival newsreel feature a report on the making of Def's first Western, the new Master of Cinema trailer and the original theatrical trailer. Sounds interesting. They're definitely leaning into the DEFA releases, and I'm quite happy about that. Finding some interesting things there. Next, we have a 4K UHD upgrade of The Old Dark House, James Whale's horror from 1932, which I am a particular fan of. This is out on the 28th of July and is $24.99. A group of weary travellers, a spooky mansion, a madman upstairs. The Old Dark House, directed by James Whale, the writer and director of Frankenstein and The Invisible Man, is one of the finest and most entertaining horror films of the 30s, dripping with atmosphere and packed to the brim with thrills, chills and gallows humour. It was considered lost for many years before its rediscovery and restoration. Available on 4K UHD from a 4K digital restoration, presented in a new and exclusive Dolby Vision HDR10 compatible grade. Caught in a storm whilst journeying through a remote part of Wales, a group of travellers take refuge in a sinister mansion, inhabited by the bizarre Femme family and their mute butler Morgan. Trying to make the best of a bad situation, the group settles in for the night, but the Femme family have a few skeletons in their closet, and one of them is on the loose. One of the last and best films to be produced by the original cycle of Old Dark House films that began in the 20s, The Old Dark House boasts an incredible cast, featuring Melvyn Douglas, Gloria Stewart and Charles Laughton, available for the first time in the UK on 4K UHD. This is a limited 2,000 copies. We've got a new O-card slipcase. We have a booklet. It's presented in a new and exclusive Dolby Vision HDR10 grade, uncompressed LPC audio, English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, commentary by Kim Newman and Stephen Jones, commentary by Gloria Stewart, and a commentary by James Whale biographer James Curtis. Meet the Femmes. Video essay by critic David Cairns. Daughter of Frankenstein, interview with Sarah Karloff, and Rescuing a Classic. Archival interview with director Curtis Harrington focused on his efforts to save the Old Dark House, then considered a lost film, and the 2018 re-release trailer and stills gallery. I love Old Dark House. It's just terrific. It's quirky, it's well shot, it has a great kind of atmosphere, and although it's a very familiar story, it's really well designed and really well executed. I'm really interested to see the 4K in this. And probably my pick of the releases this month is High Noon on 4K. It is $23.99 and it's available on the 28th of July. And it's a classic. One of the most influential and iconic westerns ever made. High Noon is a powerful film about the individual drive to do good in the face of a society that would rather turn a blind eye to evil. Directed by Fred Zinnemann and produced by Stanley Kramer, it remains just as riveting, nail-bitingly tense, and fiercely political as it was in the 1950s. In an Oscar-winning performance, Gary Cooper stars as a small-town marshal, Will Kane, who's preparing to retire and ride off into the sunset with his bride, Amy. However, his plans are derailed when he is informed that an outlaw he once sent to jail, Frank Miller, is soon to arrive with his brutal gang in tow. High Noon then follows Kane in real time as he tries to assemble a posse, but the townspeople are reluctant to help him, and Amy, a pacifist who abhors violence, wants him to simply walk away. But as High Noon approaches, Kane realises he must do the right thing, with or without help. While High Noon is acknowledged as an American masterpiece, its release was controversial. Both John Wayne and Howard Hawks hated the film for its thinly veiled critical commentary on McCarthyism and the persecution of those accused of having communist beliefs. The film has lost none of its political power or its irrefutable entertainment value. Having brought the film to Blu-ray in 2019, the Masters of Cinema series is now proud to present the UK debut in 4K UHD. Wow, was it 2019? This was last released. You get a limited edition to 2,000 copies, which includes the limited O-card slipcase, booklet. You have the UHD Blu-ray presentation from a 4K digital restoration, optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, with a commentary by historian Glenn Frankel, audio commentary with Stephen Prince, Women of the West, A Feminist Approach to High Noon, a new video essay by Western scholar J.E. Smith, interview with film historian Neil Sinyard, 1969 audio interview with the writer Carol Foreman, The Making of High Noon, a documentary on the making of the film, Inside High Noon and Behind High Noon, two video pieces on the making and context of the film and theatrical trailer. Great. I just love that movie. There is an offer on the July bundle if you buy all 4 titles this month, which, to be honest, they all sound particularly great. You can get 10% off, and the offer closes on Friday, the 9th of May. For me, I am curious to see what 4K upgrades Eureka are doing. It's an interesting idea to create some of these classics in this terrific format. I am curious about The Sons of Great Bear. It's nice to see these kind of German films, especially something very different, German Western. I'm interested to see how that plays out. And The Tattooed Dragon just sounds like a whole lot of fun. Sometimes that's just what you want. I would love to know, what do you think of these announcements? What jumps out of you as films that you really want to pick up? Is there anything here that jumps out to you? Let me know in the comment box below what you intend to pick up and what you'd like to see Eureka release next. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.